Something is brewing inside Labour, and it's not unity. Behind closed doors, knives are being sharpened, old wounds are reopening, and whispers of betrayal are growing louder. At the very moment Starmer needs stability most, his own party is turning inwards. What's happening isn't just a reshuffle. It's the start of something far more dangerous. Let's break it down. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Keir Starmer is running out of time and perhaps running out of control. Labour promised unity. But tonight, what we're seeing is something very different. A party already splintering as its hard left accuses the Prime Minister of a full-blown stitch-up in the race to replace Angela Rayner. Angela Rayner's departure didn't just leave a vacancy, it left a power vacuum. Starmer rushed to fill the gap, handing David Lammy the role of Deputy Prime Minister and moving Steve Reid into housing. On paper, those appointments were meant to project stability, but in reality, they've sparked uproar. Why? Because Labour's left says the process is rigged. Rule changes pushed through by Starmer's team now double the number of MP nominations required to even appear on the ballot. That means grassroots figures, the very people who rose to prominence under Jeremy Corbyn, may never even get a chance to run. And to the left, that smells like insecurity. John MacDonald, Corbyn's former shadow chancellor, accused the leadership of rushing this through so quickly that MPs don't even have time to consult their local constituencies. His words were damning. There's no time. These rules make it almost impossible for a left-wing candidate to get on the ballot. It smacks of deep-seated insecurity in the ruling circle. He's not alone. Richard Bergen, the Leeds MP, who only just had the whip restored after rebelling against Starr's benefit cap, called the whole thing the mother of all stitch-ups. Think about that. A party that campaigned on unity and listening to members is now being accused of shutting its members out of the process altogether. And it's not Nigel Farage or Reform UK saying it. It's Labour MPs themselves. The left knows time is against them, but they also know they've beaten the parliamentary machine before. When Labour MPs tried to force Corbyn out with a coup, it was the membership, hundreds of thousands strong, that kept him in place, and those scars haven't healed. So, who could emerge from this storm? Emily Thornberry is the big name on the left. She was sacked by Starmer immediately after the 2024 election, a move many saw as punishment for being too outspoken. Now she's expected to throw a hat in the ring. For her supporters, she represents defiance. For Starr, she represents a direct threat. But it's not just Thornberry. Greater Manchester's Mayor Andy Burnham has weighed in, saying Labour should look north for its next deputy. He's floated Louise Hay and Lucy Powell. Both recognisable, both once in cabinet, but both come with problems. Hay carries the weight of a past fraud conviction. Powell was just axed by Starmer days ago. Neither looks like the unity candidate Labour desperately needs. This isn't just an internal spat about titles. The deputy leadership role is symbolic. It tells the party's grassroots whether their voice still matters or whether the parliamentary elite now controls everything from the top down. For Starmer, the danger is obvious. If Labour members feel excluded, they may turn hostile, not to the Conservatives, but to Starmer himself. That creates a split between the leader and the activists who knock on doors, deliver leaflets, and mobilize votes. Without them, Labour's machine grinds to a halt. And there's a bigger strategic question here. Can Starmer continue trying to push Labour to the centre while a significant chunk of his party wants to pull left? Or does this stitch-up claim mark the start of a tug-off war that could paralyze his premiership? All of this is unfolding as Reform UK waits in the wings. Nigel Farage, never one to miss a chance to stir the pot, declared on Friday, splits in Labour are coming. That wasn't a prediction. It was practically a celebration because every headline about Labour infighting is oxygen for reform and the British public is watching, too. Many voters thought Labour's landslide victory would deliver a steady government after years of chaos. Instead, just weeks into office, they're being shown a party already turning its knives inward. So, what does Starmer do? He has two options, neither of them easy. He can hold the line, keep the nomination thresholds high, and force through his choice of loyalists, but that risks open rebellion, accusations of authoritarianism, and a possible grassroots backlash. Or he can ease the process, allow the left onto the ballot, and risk a disruptive leadership contest that could undermine his authority in the eyes of the public. Either way, the clock is ticking. MacDonald's words still hang heavy. There's no time, and every day this drags on. The narrative shifts from Star, the unifier, to Star the embattled. Labour's new era was meant to begin with unity. Instead, it's beginning with a civil war. Angela Rayna's exit may have opened one vacancy, but it has exposed something much bigger, a battle for the soul of the Labour Party itself. The only question now is whether Keir Starmer can survive it. In other news, newly appointed Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood has said the first migrant returns will begin imminently under a deal with France. The announcement comes Home Office figures showed small boat crossings in the Channel have passed 30,000 this year. Some 1,097 migrants crossed the Channel in 17 boats on Saturday, bringing the total in 2025 so far to 30,100. Home Office figures show. This is up 37% on this point last year, 22, 28 and 37% higher than at this stage in 2023, 21,918. The former Justice Secretary is expected to unveil plans to move asylum seekers from hotels into military barracks as the government seeks to harden its immigration policy amid rising numbers of crossings. The new Home Secretary and MP for Birmingham Ladywood, Ms. Mahmood said, "These small boats crossings are utterly unacceptable and the vile people smugglers behind them are wreaking havoc on our borders. Thanks to our deal with France, people crossing in small boats can now be detained and removed to France, and I expect the first returns to take place imminently. Protecting the UK border is my priority as Home Secretary, and I will explore all options to restore order to our immigration system." Before the cabinet shakeup, former Home Secretary Yvette Cooper announced plans to change the rules for family reunion for refugees and suspended new applications to the existing route earlier this week. Meanwhile, the migrants' returns deal with France, which took effect in August, is yet to begin the first removals of people back to the continent. The latest arrivals signal the scale of the challenge for the new Home Secretary after discontent over the summer with how the government has addressed small boat crossings and housed asylum seekers in hotels, which has led to a wave of protests and criticism from Labour's political opponents. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said he wants to speed up efforts to empty asylum hotels before the next election but has not committed to a date. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.